are we all living right now? In 2025, how are we all getting by?
Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife the best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Everything's expensive. I own a painting company. I still can't make it. I'm trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. It's time to stand up. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
We're still struggling even when we have our money coming through. We had to suffer going almost a week with no food.
The economy's down the tubes. Healthcare is awful. Prescriptions are terrible. Groceries are off the charts. And I think the only way we're going to do better is if he gets out and somebody else gets in.
I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime, and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live. 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. Like, it doesn't cover my phone, internet, food, you know? So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted that I don't have time either. Like, I get off work at 5:30, come home, and I'm just so tired. Anything that I need to do outside of work, I then just push off to like the weekend, and I'm like, I'm just too tired to do this after work. I'll wait until Saturday. So then I end up with so much to do on the weekend that ends up having to be split into 2 days. So I have to do stuff on both Saturday and Sunday. So then I don't get a day off. I don't get a day to relax. I don't get to decompress. So it is really like working 7 days a week.
My favorite part about living in the US is that everything slowly but surely gets worse while also getting more expensive, and that shit really keeps me on my toes.
Welcome to the land of the free 2025. Do we have free healthcare? No. Free accommodation for the elderly? Absolutely not. Do we have free housing for the homeless? Absolutely not. Do we have free education? No. Do we have free food? No. So wait, what's free? Oh, you're free to live the way you want, but everything else is extremely expensive.
These rural Americans in this clip voted for Donald Trump, and now they cannot afford to eat. He promised he was going to make these people's lives better and fix all of the problems they are facing. However, he has done the exact opposite. Everything has gotten worse.
How big of a problem hunger is in rural America? Spend time at a mobile food bank.
It's 90% of what I consume. And I don't keep the car running. I can't afford the gas, so I have sleeping bags to stay warm.
I still feel bad that I have to come up here and sit on a line, to get food. It's embarrassing as hell.
America was sold a promise that our life would get easier, a promise that hard work would finally pay off, and that the promise that working class would finally breathe again. But today, across America, that reality looks a different story. People who voted for DJT are believing that things would get better, are now breaking down in tears, because they can't afford life. Full-time workers, even those working 7 days a week, still are struggling to survive. Grocery prices are crushing families. Rent is swallowing paychecks, and the American dream is slipping further out of reach. So are you affected by this economic crisis where you are? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and please consider subscribing. Then I'll come back with more commentary, all right? Let's dive into it.
I'm so fucking tired of life. I can't afford to live here anymore. I can't afford to live here anymore. I just spent 6 hours of my life serving tables, running around to make $50. To make $50. And I already know the comments are going to be like, well, get a better job. I'm trying. I moved here 3 weeks ago. I've sent out over 100 resumes. I've had one interview. I didn't get the job. I knew I blew it. I did not get the job. I'm trying. The only reason why I got a server job is to make some money while I'm trying to get my big girl job again so I can get checks that actually matter. So I can make money I can actually live off of. But nobody calls. Nobody's calling for these jobs. Indeed is, we're hiring. Or where? Okay, because I sent my resume and I can't get I can't afford anything. Okay, I don't want. I live with my son and his roommates right now, and I'm very thankful for that, but I need my own place and I can't afford it. I can't afford anything. I cannot afford to live here anymore. And I can't take my own life. So what am I supposed to do?
Being an American right now is some scary fucking shit. Studio apartment, $2,500. Average cost of a car, $50,000. You want a bacon, egg, and cheese? Motherfucker, them eggs cost $20. You need gas to fill up that $50,000 car? Well, get ready to spend $70. The government? Yeah, that's no longer a thing, buddy. You want to be educated and go to school so you could do something with your life? Well, sorry. That's no longer a thing. If you happen to look something like I do, Hispanic, we're gonna send you out of the country even though you were born here. Oh, and that small check that you earn every week? Yeah, I'm gonna have to take half of that. Give me that. And that car that you paid $50,000 for, we're gonna have to charge you taxes every year for that too. Pretty much, living a comfortable life in America right now is almost fucking impossible. Thank you, Trump.
I honestly have no idea what to do anymore. I'm sitting here, it's almost midnight. I've been scrolling for hours, just looking for jobs, like extra jobs. I work 2 jobs right now, and I feel like I can't even afford, what I'm trying to pay for. My rent's so expensive. I go to the grocery store today, I get bread, peanut butter, jelly, and milk, and it comes out to almost $18. $18 for sandwich ingredients without any protein and milk. My phone bill's expensive, gas is expensive, and I'm just like, man, I'm a 28-year-old. I'm out here in Oregon, and I honestly don't even know what to do. Something needs to change. Something must change very, very fast, or I honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to survive this. I've talked to many people. They're in the same boat, so I want to use this page as a place for people to come support each other and just, hopefully get through this together, because I know it's not just me. We're in this together. It's going to be okay, but we really got to ride this out together.
You guys, I can't afford it. I can't afford life. I just can't. It's so hard. It's so expensive. It's so darn expensive to live nowadays. I just can't do it. I don't know how everybody else is doing it. I don't know what kind of money you're making. Where are you guys working?
I saw this post where the guy said the bottom 60% of Americans can't afford a quality life. Basically, they're not able to really feed themselves and put gas to basic necessities, that they're maxing out their credit card. He then goes on to say, well, that's a nice way of saying the majority of Americans don't have a quality of life. And while I can agree with that, he said also the system is failing. Who put the system in place? People who keep voting the same people into office, right? That is where we need to take accountability for ourselves. We need to take accountability and learn financial freedom and literacy on our own. Because the system, this is where he's correct, is broken because the American education system teaches you to be a good girl and a good boy, sit down, be quiet, and ask for permission to do anything. Take your work home with you and do your work and return it. It doesn't teach you how to balance a checkbook, invest in stocks, etc., compound interest. It doesn't teach you that because our American education system said, John D. Rockefeller, I need a nation of workers, not free thinkers. Think about that.
These new polls are not looking good for Donald Trump at all. 46% of Americans, including Trump supporters, say affordability is the worst they can remember it being. Americans also say that the affordability crisis is now Trump's responsibility, with 46% of them saying it's his economy now and his administration is responsible for the costs they struggle with. Remember, 1 year ago, Donald Trump said he was going to fix all of the affordability issues on day one. He was going to fix everything Biden apparently destroyed. Then Trump inherited the economy he spent months attacking and made it even worse. Even among Trump voters, a meaningful portion, 1 in 5, say Trump holds full responsibility for the state of the current economy. The White House is of course in denial about all of this, saying cleaning up Joe Biden's economic disaster has been a day one priority for President Trump. 43% of Americans, including 31% of Trump voters, say there is less economic opportunity in the U.S. now than there was in the past. Additionally, consumer sentiment fell in November to one of its lowest levels on record. As Trump is frantically trying to deflect all blame for inflation and high prices to Biden, the survey reveals that defense is starting to crack. More Americans say Trump holds most or all responsibility for the economy, 46%. Then say Biden does, 29%. Donald Trump compulsively lied to become the president because he wanted to avoid going to jail. He never had any plan to help the working class of America. This is just like his first term, he's only helping the rich.
Americans are so broke and they don't even realize it. I always get Americans tell me, oh, but people in Mexico only make $20 a day. You can get a full meal here for $2. The metro in Mexico City costs 5 pesos, which is like 25 cents. I can go to the market right now and buy 3 kilos of mangoes for like $2. Yeah, people make less money here, but the cost of living is also lower. Americans think that everywhere is like the US. Now, check this out. Let's say you live in the US and you make $3,500 a month after taxes. I'm being generous. Rent, $2,000. Car payment, $500. Car insurance, $200. Health insurance, $200. Phone bill, $100. Wi-Fi bill, $50. Light bill, $150. Water bill, $100. What's the point of making more money if you don't get to keep any of it? Who cares if you make $4,000 a month if you don't get to keep any of it? 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and that includes half of six-figure earners. 80% of you guys are in debt and don't own anything, and half of you guys don't even have $500 in your savings account. But let's call other countries poor and let's call other people poor. Living paycheck to paycheck your whole life and being in debt your whole life should be considered poverty, but it's not. And I know this is going to hurt a lot of Americans, but it's the truth. The US system wants you to spend every waking moment of your life working and paying into a system that will never benefit you. Slaving away your whole life just to be retired for a measly 10 years. At least here in Mexico, we own our things. We own our houses. We own our cars. We're not in debt. But anyway.
The American dream is so dead, people don't even want to pass it on to their own kids. I read an article about how this is the hugest decline, right, in Americans having children. Americans are not having enough children for the first time in history to replace, themselves, right? But why would somebody bring children into this world, in America specifically? Why would you purposely have a baby in America? Why would a woman even do that? You don't have any control over your body. Government has ultimate control over your vessel. Hell, government will even keep you alive as a host when you're dead just to make sure it can force you to give birth to that baby. So I don't see the benefit for women, frankly, to have babies. America is not a place for families. It's obviously not a place for families. It's not set up that way. They tax families into oblivion. So why would you sign up for that? So no, that's why people aren't having babies. America, if you want young people to have babies, How about you make this economy affordable? Because right now it's not. It's really set up just for rich people to have babies. So go have the rich women. Oh, that's right. They don't want to have rich women have a whole bunch of babies because their kids are not going to work in factories and stuff. It's supposed to be our kids work in factories. Like I said, that's why people not having kids. Why?
I don't know what makes me cry worse, our economy or this onion. The American people are being priced out of existence. I'm sorry, but there are not enough people talking about this. There are people who cannot pay their bills. There are families having to choose to feed their children over themselves because they can't afford to do both. And then there are other people trying to decide between paying for groceries or paying for a roof over their head. Where does the change happen? Because as a mom of 3 kids, family of 5, like, we're paying so much to just like live. Gas to get anywhere, to and from work, school, groceries are astronomical. A mortgage and interest rates are out of the roof. Check in the comments. How are you doing? How are families doing? How are like single people doing? Is there a difference between like families how we're doing or like single people how we're doing? Frankly, I feel like everyone's struggling.
What you're witnessing now isn't just an economic hardship. It is emotional exhaustion. People are tired. Imagine waking up every single day, working without rest, missing time with your children, sacrificing your health, only to still stand up at a grocery store, doing some mental math, deciding which items to put back because the total is too high. Groceries have become a luxury. Rent feels like a punishment. Healthcare is out of reach, and savings for many are non-existent. So many Trump voters, they believe that he would change the economy, that inflation would fall, that prices would come down, but now that hope is fading away. What's even more frustrating is that the administration keep on saying that the economy is doing good, the groceries are down, but what Americans are experiencing, the receipts don't lie, prices are still high, and many families cannot afford groceries at the moment. So when full-time employment cannot guarantee food on the table, something is deeply broken. When parents skip meals so their children can eat, when seniors decide between medication and rent, something is deeply broken. Many families across America are just one emergency away from homelessness, and that's a crisis. People are not asking for luxury. They're asking for stability, fairness, and for dignity. The working class is not asking to be rich. They're asking to breathe again, to be able to pay their bills and live comfortably without worrying about tomorrow. So when people say they have given up, it doesn't mean they stop caring. It means they feel betrayed. Betrayed by the promises that they didn't match the reality. And the truth is that America doesn't need more slogans again. It doesn't need more blame. It needs accountability. Because a nation where hard work no longer guarantees basic survival is not just a nation that is winning. It is a nation crying out for change. So I just hope things are going to get better coming next year. We can all hope for the best, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.